What's going on, everybody? This is Jamie from Sharonatsea. Hey, I know everyone's trying to figure out different ways that they can save money on their next cruise. Well, today I want to talk to you a little bit about how you can earn some extra money to spend on your next cruise. Stay tuned. We'll talk about it after this. Hey, real quick before we get started, if you're into cruising, cruise vlogs, cruise news, cruise tips, all things cruising, do us a favor, subscribe to the channel real quick. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you're aware of new content that we put out. Stop by every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern to check out the Monday Night Live show. And if you're on Facebook, check us out at Sharonatsea Cruise Crew. Stop by, say hi. We'd love to hear from you. We always appreciate the support. Now let's get back to earning some money to spend on your next cruise. So what I'm talking about today is onboard credit. You know, whenever you go on a cruise, you have, I guess, what you can call a spending account. And usually money is leaving that account for things that you're buying or spending money on during your cruise. Well, isn't it nice if you can get a little bit of money earned back into that account? Onboard credit is credit that you earn that gets applied to your onboard spending account. And ultimately, it's going to save you money on anything that you spend money on or purchase on the cruise. Now today I'm going to give you 6 great tips how you can earn onboard credit so you can save some money on your next cruise. Now keep one thing in mind, usually onboard credit is non-refundable. So make sure that you use it so you don't lose it. Now the first tip is something that we've talked about before in other tip videos, and that is while you're on a cruise, purchase your next cruise. Most cruise lines have ways while you're on board the ship to go ahead and get your next sailing set up. And when you book your next cruise, you may get different perks. One of those perks is going to be onboard credit. Could be $100, could be more to go towards your cabin. So take advantage of that opportunity, book your next cruise while you're on a cruise, and that way you're definitely looking to get some onboard credit for your next sailing. Another way is to look for cruise line promotions. Sometimes cruise lines will have just flat promotions going over all of their sailings where they may offer reduced deposits coupled with onboard credit. It could be $25, $50 per cabin, but look for those promotions. Make sure that you scour the different cruise lines and pay attention to that stuff when you're looking to book. And be ready to book when you see that special going on. Now also to go along with that, you may have special promotions or offers for just you as far as loyalty-based deals. Sometimes you get back from a cruise and you might get emails thanking you for your business and offering you promotions, maybe a casino offer if you spent a little money last time you cruised in the casino. So again, keep an eye out for those promotions. Some of them are going to be blanket promotions by the cruise line. Some might be specific to you for your next sailing, but that's another great way to earn onboard credit towards your next cruise. Now another thing you can do if you're loyal to a certain cruise line or maybe 1 or 2 cruise lines regularly, become a shareholder. If you put a little money out and purchase stock in a cruise company, that is a great way to earn onboard credit for your future sailings. When you go to book your cruise and you can tell them that you have a certain amount of stock purchased, you're going to be eligible to save anywhere from $50, $100, maybe more in the form of onboard credit on your next cruise. Now each cruise line has a different amount of stock that you have to purchase, shares that you have to own in their company in order to earn different levels of onboard credit. But if you look into that, you can spend just enough money to get that amount. And sometimes if you cruise on a regular basis with one cruise line, you can earn the money back that you spend on that stock and then some. So being a shareholder in a cruise company is a great way to earn onboard credit for your future cruises. Another tip, and maybe the best one I can give you, is find yourself a good travel agent. Now not all travel agents can offer onboard credit every time, but there are a few ways that you can get that benefit through your travel agent. One is if a travel agent works with a certain host company that offers perks and things like that. They might offer reduced deposits and they might be able to offer or throw out their onboard credits for a cabin to entice you to book the room, to drum up the business, to try to get you to be loyal or change over to them. And that's a perk that travel agents can sometimes offer. Travel agents also may have secured a group of rooms for a certain sailing, and if they can fill up a certain amount of rooms in that group, then they can automatically offer you an onboard credit perk as well. So if you're dealing with a travel agent, ask them if they have any groups that they're booking. And if you're a little flexible on your sailing dates, you may be able to book into that group and earn a little onboard credit. And the last way that a travel agent can offer you some onboard credit is if they offer it directly out of their own commission. Maybe more so if you're going on a pretty expensive cruise. You know, cruises to Alaska versus cruises to the Caribbean. Different cruise lines cost different money, and there are different levels of commission that are paid to the travel agents by the cruise lines. And if you're new, you're just starting out with the travel agent, they may be able to offer you a little bit of onboard credit and a way to say thanks for the business, and it could come directly out of their commission and go right towards your onboard account. So finding a good travel agent is always a great way to go. And if you're looking for any recommendations, leave a mention in the comments below and I'll definitely share with you somebody that I know who is an amazing travel agent. Now another way to get onboard credit, and this is something you might have to do a little work for, is finding price drops. So let's say you've already paid off your cruise and you still have another 6, 8 months, a year to your cruise. Pay attention to how much the cruise is currently going for. You can set up and do your mock booking where you pretend you're going to book a room, and you have to look at a similar room. It has to be the same category, so there are a few rules about that. But if you go in there and do a mock booking and basically the same type of cabin has dropped in price, you may be able to contact the cruise company and get credit for the difference in the form of an onboard credit. Now there are different apps as well that say that they will look for price drops. Sometimes those are good and they may offer something specific to your sailing and your room category, but sometimes they just offer overall discounts that the cruise fare has dropped and it may not be eligible. But if you see a price drop through an app, you can call your travel professional and see if they can take a look and let you know if it's legitimate or not. Now with some cruise lines, you may have had to do an early saver booking or book within a certain amount of time prior to the cruise to get those price drops. Others will do it anytime, and so each cruise line can be a little bit different. But again, do a mock booking, find a similar room. Remember, not all cabins are the same. I always say not all balconies are created equal, but if you have a question about it, contact your travel professional or call the cruise line directly. They may be able to get you the onboard credit over the phone, or you may have to fill out a form to simply send in to them, and then they can generate that onboard credit. So look for those price drops and put that difference back into your pocket. And finally, one more way to get an onboard credit, and listen, I'm not a huge proponent of this method. There are people that do it pretty regularly, but I can tell you this, if it's legitimate, then I have no problem with taking advantage of it. If you have an issue on your cruise, if you have a service issue, if there's a problem with an itinerary change, if something goes wrong that maybe could have been prevented by the cruise line, sometimes if you go and address it with guest services, they can try to offer you a little bit of a compensation. They may offer you a specialty dining meal, they may offer you something else, or they could throw you a little bit of onboard credit to make you happy, to appease the situation, to put the fire out, and to take care of you in that respect. So if you have an issue on the cruise that's customer service or service oriented in general, bring it up to guest services and see if they'll do a little something for you and mention a little onboard credit, and that might put a little money back into your pocket. Alright, so there's 6 really quick tips. Just want to cover this stuff with you real quick today that might help you earn a little bit of onboard credit. So again, you're not saving money on your cruise, you're actually doing something to earn money and put it back in your pocket. If you've ever gotten an awesome onboard credit, leave it in the comments below. If you have any questions about it, you can do that as well. Again, before you cut out of here, do us a favor, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you're always aware of new content coming out. We really appreciate you watching the video. Thank you so much for the support. And from myself, Matthew, Sharon, and everyone here at Sharon at Sea, one thought we want to leave you with today: happy cruising.